Okay, everybody, we are back live from McCaslin Park out in Carroll Stream. We got a early morning game for you to wake you up on a Sunday, championship Sunday between Bullies and Future. Future in the red, Bullies in the light blue. Leadoff hitter Ethan slaps one down the right field line. Leadoff man on. So leadoff man on here for Bullies brings up Tyler. Just underway, top of the first. This is a loser bracket game, and we got everything in yesterday on time. Complete schedule. Weather forecast looks good. Overcast. Nice temperatures to play ball in. And Iowa doing pretty good. His Bullies, F-Town still in, and so is Punch. So there's another ball down the right field line. Second and third. So they walked the dog twice down the right field line. And brings up Noah. So Bullies trying to jump out early here. Trying to jump on Future. And again, these Sunday morning games can be a little rough. Sometimes it comes down to who wants to be here. And, of course, they all do. They're chasing a national championship. And there's a swing and a line drive into right field. 2 runs are going to score. And Bullies takes an early 2-0 lead. So we've seen 2 balls down the right field line and a line drive to right field. 3 hitters, 2 runs, runner on first, 2-0. It's going to bring up Al, the pitcher. This Bullies already got a 2 spot up there, and they're looking for a little bit more. So there's this pitch a little deep. Little breezy, wind kind of blowing in a little from right field. And there's a flip to right, and it drops. Now it skips past the right fielder. The runner on first, Noah's going to score, and Big Al rumbles into second. So Al just flipped it over the infield. And they're using a pinch runner. Yeah, no courtesy runners in the national championship. So that was just a little flip shot into right field. Right fielder couldn't get to it. Took a little short hop. He looked like he was expecting a big bounce. Got the flat bounce and got past him. Noah scored all the way to from first, 3-0. And here's Calvin. So far, first 4 hitters have all hit the ball to right field for Bullies. And there's a little ground ball up the middle. Shortstop makes the play. He does move the runner over. And that's how you do it if you're a base runner, kids. That ball was hit to the base runner's left. In other words, it was hit behind him. And that's when you want to go ahead and advance and go to third. When the ball's hit to your right hand, you don't want to try to advance there because the ball's hit in front of you. Brings up Anthony. So 1 out, runner on third, 3 runs already in for Bullies. Again, we are live. There's a pitch, and there's a little short fly ball. We'll see if it's deep enough. Runner's tag and throw to the plate is not going to be in time. And I tell you, the base runner was kind of jogging in there. He scored, but a little stronger throw, and they might have had him. 4-0. And that's going to bring up Lathan. 4 runs in now, 2 outs, nobody out. Latham's going to try to restart this now. So good start to the ball game by Bullies. I know yesterday they were playing some pretty good defense, but they weren't necessarily rolling up big numbers. So quick 4 spot, encouraging sign. There's a high pop-up. Shortstop goes back. And shortstop went back and he made the play. Anthony Valder pass. So we're going to rotate over, not because I don't like the guys from Iowa, but they're very energetic this morning. They must have had a few cups of coffee. They're wound up. So we're going to just rotate over so Gio can hear himself think. So good start for the Bullies team from Iowa. Iowa's doing pretty good. Punch is still alive. So is F-Town. The only team that's out was Hops. And so they've had a good showing this weekend. And they're coming. I tell you, the Iowa kids are coming. They're starting to play good ball. They're starting to get a whole new younger generation out there. And that's good for softball in Iowa. It's old-timers and some of the other guys that have been carrying the wood out there starting to get a little on the older side, can still play, but you'd like to see a new group. Here's Johnny Cappuccini, second baseman now. His future finds themselves in an early hole. And there's a line drive base hit. So future puts their leadoff man on. And here comes Sean, the first baseman. So if you're future, you don't got to get them all back, but you do got to try to calm down Bullies by scoring a few runs and letting them know that it isn't going to be a cakewalk. And he swings and he goes out, little flare, and it drops. So there was a little confusion there. It's going to be second and third. The lead runner, Johnny, had to wait to make sure that ball dropped. And it looked like the center fielder was going to make the play, and then the right fielder got in the area, and they had a little confusion there, and the ball ended up falling. So second and third now for Jake Vallis, the left fielder. So after falling behind here by a 4 spot, Future's got themselves in a good position to where they could, at a minimum here, cut it down to 2. Again, you got a lefty here. You kind of want him to pull, and he delivers a line drive base hit. And he can go, and now he's going to get to third, and they're going to hold him. And so now the throw is wide, and he's going to come around to score. And just like that, it's 4-3. So it's a routine base hit toward the gap. It was a no-brainer that the 2 runners were going to score. And then the Bully outfield had a little trouble, and the throw-in was way wide to second, and that allowed Jake Vallis to keep running. And here's Timmy Bolger now. So just like that, we got a 4-3 ball game. And boy, howdy, welcome to Championship Sunday. So both teams look like they come to play today. You can see that flag in the background there. Kind of a cross breeze, and that one's going to get blown way out of play. Left fielder went running and tumbling. He was way out of play there. Good effort, but... And, you know, they got an okay amount of foul territory here, but you can see it really slopes down, and that's for drainage purposes. So if you're an outfielder and you start running toward that foul line, you're running downhill. So still nobody out. 3 runs in here for Future. And Bolger hits a ground ball to short, a little pitch and catch, and that'll be out number 1. Brings up Ryan Rogers. He's the EH today. So we've had 7 runs already. Both teams swinging the bats pretty good early. And, you know, when you play a team from out of state, you don't really know them that well. So what you always want to kind of tell your guys is, hey, you got to, you know, hit your best ball your first time up. And there's a swing toward right center, and nice catch. As the right fielder was running, kind of laid out for it there with the glove and made the catch. 2 outs.
No gloves, that's a homer.
And so a couple of the guys are saying with no gloves it was a homer. So here's Anthony, the shortstop, and Anthony leans on it, and he's gets over the top of the left fielder. He got all twisted, and now the left fielder went to throw it in, and the ball slipped out of his hands, flipped behind him, and just like that, little solo homer as that ball had some legs. It really carried out there. Left fielder got turned around, ticked off of his glove, went to throw it, and the ball just kind of slipped out of his hands. So we're tied at 4. And it's been kind of a contrast as Future's been barreling up and smoking the ball. Bullies came out. They had a couple of pooches. And there's another Humpty, another base hit. And he's a little aggravated. He shut it down early, Bobby Suchecki. He shut it down early there. And the throw was kind of offline. So I used to tell people, you got to hit your best ball your first time. It's like stealing. And I think that's what Bullies did because their first 4 hitters just kind of pooching the ball over the infield. And there's a little ground ball to third. Little bobble, throw across, not in time, gets away. And that's going to lead to the 5th run scoring. Good job by Suchecki. He just kept running there. Again, there was a little bobble on the infield. And right now, Bullies, even though they came out of the gate swinging well, they're having a couple of issues defensively. And that 4-run lead is a thing of the past now, as it's 5-4 Future. And there's a little ground ball up the middle. Second baseman makes the play. So 5-4 after 1, Future leading Bullies. And we'll see if this is a slugfest and if this continues or not. So a couple of things to keep an eye on. The center fielder for Future, JT Redis, does have an arm sling on. And after he got that hit, he was kind of rubbing his right elbow. Again, sometimes you get into these tournaments and you're doing so much throwing. And after a long summer, you get a little arm weary. When I was playing hardball back in the day, I was a shortstop by trade, played a little second base, and when we'd get to August, I wouldn't even want to take infield balls in between innings because my arm was hanging. How these major league players do it, I can't tell you. But so here we go now.
There you go.
So now Bullies, first time today, there's a high fly ball. JT is there and he puts it away. So the leadoff man pops up the center for out number 1. So that was Riley. Here comes Bo. He'll be followed by Tate. So a lot of times it takes you one time through the lineup, sometimes 2, because you're always kind of curious as to whether or not that's really somebody's ball or if it was a fluke. But usually it takes you one time through the lineup to at least get a feel for a guy on a team that you haven't played. And there's a little bouncer out number 2. So again, we do talk all the time about how sometimes at the start of the game, teams will be jacked up, and then the game will settle in. So after 9 runs in the first, we'll see if that happens here. And there's a sky-high pop-up. Everybody chasing it, and nobody can make the play. Again, that's an awkward angle there for the third baseman. What you'd really like to see there is the shortstop take charge and get over there, but it looked like the shortstop was going to let the third baseman do it. And again, it's a very awkward angle. And there's a line drive base hit. Good job by the left fielder as he gets it in quick, and he holds Tate to a single. So 2-out base runner brings up Dale.
Right there, Joe, you're good.
I think if you're future, you'd like to try to get this kid out and not have to necessarily see the top of the lineup for another half inning. And that ball's illegal. One thing we do notice about the teams at the A level, and it'll be interesting. So check us out during the men's Gold Rush. There's a little fly ball. Right fielder makes the catch. 3 outs, so we'll head to the bottom of the second. 5-4 future. So check out the live streams from the Gold Rush Gaming Men's Major National Championship Tournament, which will be Labor Day weekend down in Joliet, and you'll see the contrast. And I'll try to show you a little bit here. But the infields at the A level tend to play a lot tighter. Now, this infield isn't cut as deep as the infield on Field 1, where we've shown you quite a few games this weekend. So, but even with that being said, I mean, they're playing relatively close to the baseline. And when we go to the men's major, what you'll see are guys playing here. You can see with bullies, you can see where the base is and how tight they are in the shortstop. Second basemen tend to always play deeper, but they are literally right in the baseline. And so as a result of that, there's a lot of space to just kind of punch the ball over the infield. So here's the pitch. Leadoff man, ground ball to the second baseman, stayed down and just makes the play in time. So Joey Vandervoos is out and brings up the pitcher, Gino Grande. Now, when we go and we show you the major level guys, they're going to be playing much, much deeper than you see at the A level. And that takes away some of those cuts and pushes. And, of course, the major guys are a little more confident in not only their arm strength, but also in being able to charge the ball and not wait back on it. So here's Gino Grande, bottom of the second, 1 out, nobody on. Gino tries to cut, and he just punches it over the infield. So Gino Grande throws out a 1-out base hit, and that's a good example. That ball was only about 8-9 feet out onto the grass, but an infielder's got zero possibility of going and getting that. Whereas if you're playing another 6-8 feet deeper, maybe 10, and here's the leadoff man, and he hits it off the first baseman. Goes into no man's land. Gino didn't see it right away. Now he gets to third, and Johnny Cappuccini kept running. Had Gino not went to third there, it would have been a little bit of an issue. But he did. And now with 1 out, second and third for Sean.
Go for your hit.
Takes that pitch a little deep here. 1 out, second and third here. It's future. After being down 4-0. It's responded. There's a little flare. Long run for the right fielder. Gino is going to try it. Throw to the plate. And he is out. Didn't even make it to the plate there. So that ball was not hit very deep. Gino, who's in his 50s, was out by quite a bit. And I'm not sure if I send Gino there because of his age and not being the quickest guy in your ball club. But more importantly, you got Jake Vallis coming up, your 3-hitter. And worst case scenario there, you got your third place hitter hitting with two runners in scoring position. So sometimes you gotta calculate a lot of things. And I know why they sent him. In that first inning, the right fielder throwing a couple of balls in to second was not very accurate. And I think they got a false sense that the right fielder couldn't throw, but that throw was right on the money. And again, the ball was hit short and had a lot of momentum coming in. So after having second and third with one out, Future fails to score. The unconventional double play gets Bullies out of it, and we'll head now to the top of the third in the 5-4 ball game. So here we go. Top of the lineup here for Bullies, Ethan. Well, Andrew, God bless him if he is. And there's another base hit. So Ethan, 2 for 2. He walked the dog down the right field line his first time up, and that time he just reached up and slapped it into left center.
Top of the order.
So here's Tyler. He also pooched the ball down the right field line. He goes to the right side, Cappuccini over to the short center. No turn, though. It's Jack
Joe, same way here.
Cafaro elected to hold it. So here's Noah. Also got a hit to right field. His ball was more toward right center. So we're dancing here with a coach. And that ball's going to hang up in the air. Easy catch for the left fielder, Jake Vallis, as he throws it in for out number 2. And here's Noah. He hit a little flare into right field, and now they're really squeezing him. And this guy over here, Joe Nixon, number 2, has been encouraging their infield to make the team hit the ball over their heads. And, of course, with this cross breeze, anything to straight right field is going to be affected. And he tries to pull it, and he tight ropes it down the line. Caught that like a wide receiver. Little basket catch, dragged the feet like you see on NFL Sunday, and he made the catch. So both teams, little defense here. Oh, so umpire's like, he looked like he was a receiver with the little two shuffle step. So they get out of that inning with no damage, and we're going to head now to the bottom of the third, 5-4, Future. So I've been talking with Future's manager, Steve Freeze, most of the weekend. Very pleasant guy, very enthusiastic, and was telling me his kids were just having a fantastic time this weekend, and they were hoping to maybe win another game or two and try to get one of the 6 paid entries to the major. We did bring 6 teams back today, and we do have 4 games going on right now. And this time slot, these are all elimination games. And there's a fly ball caught by the left fielder there for out number 1. So Vallis flies out, brings up Bolger. Again, the live stream, powered by Gold Rush Gaming. And we're going to talk about our good folks at Gold Rush at the end of this half inning a little bit. We'll take care of some business at that time. So here's Timmy Bolger. Known Timmy for a long time, going back to, there's a ground ball. Third baseman can't handle it, as the ball had a lot of topspin on it, kind of bounced up, hit him right in the center of the mitt, was spinning, and just squirted out. So here's Ryan Rogers. 1 out, 1 on. pitch a little outside. And that ball's going to be a little outside. And there's a hard line drive up the middle. Bolger will stop at second. Now it's first and second here with one out. Here's Anthony Valder Paris. And again, they say one thing. Future is barreling up. They're hitting some balls really hard here. And there's another one. George Bliss, please don't text me while I'm live streaming. So I got to say that this Future team is barreling up. They are hitting a lot of balls hard. They lead 6-4 now. Brings up Bobby Shuchecki. And he hits a little knuckleball out to center. Center fielder was fighting it all the way. Ticked off his glove and scored it behind him. Another run scores. So Bobby Shuchecki hit it right on the seam there. That ball was knuckling out there. Tough play for the center fielder. Can see there Brad Moriarty was saying how the ball got out there and it just fell off the table. And that's always a tough play, with or without a glove, when the ball's dancing like that. So here's JT Redis. Nice play to pitcher. Now they got a situation, and he gets back under. Everybody's safe. So it was a good job by the pitcher, Al. He snagged it. The runner on third stopped. The runner on second was going to third, but he threw back high, and that allowed the runner to dive under. So now the bases are loaded for Jack Cafaro. The Future right now is a chance to maybe break this thing wide open. It's only one out here. He takes a pitch there as he forces Al to have to come in. And there's a swing, and it gets by. One run is in. Here comes the second run. Redis will go to third. First and third. Now it's a 9-4 ball game. This Future has come out, and they're swinging the bats very hard. It's going to bring up Joey Vandervoos. And after scoring the first 4 runs of the game, Future scored the next 9. And there's another wicked line drive right at the left fielder. Now the throw gets away. Reedus thought about it. So line drive there. Hit right on the screws. Good job by the left fielder. Made a good, strong throw. The ball hit the carpet, though. Catcher had a problem with it. Reedus was going back and forth like he was a yo-yo. But Carfaro did get to second, brings up Gino Grande. 9-4. And I tell you, it's a 9-4 ball game, but Futures had an opportunity to really put more on the board. They had the weird double play with the runner out at home when they had second and third with one out and didn't score. And now they got second and third here. It's 2 outs, but you hate to leave runs on the table. And there's a little ground ball, and that's going to be the third out. And the reason why you hate to leave runs on the table, so we head now to the top of the fourth, 9-4. The reason why you hate to leave those runs on the board is because you're trying to come through the loser's bracket, and Sorry, folks, taking care of a little business. Speaking of business, if you're a bar or restaurant, and you're thinking about putting video gaming in your establishment, give Gold Rush Gaming a shout. They are the gold standard in video gaming. You can call them at 630-307-0500, or you can email them at inquiries@Gold Rush Gaming. Please gamble responsibly. So here we go. The right fielder for Bullies swings and he hits it toward the gap, and Reedus can't make the catch. Leadoff hit here by the right fielder.
Good try, JT.
Calvin, sorry. Kind of crazy handwriting there. So that ball was hit pretty good. Leadoff man on for Bullies. Brings up Anthony. If you're Bullies, you still got time here. You're down 5.
There you go, Chino.
And again, Future has left a couple of runs on the table without driving them in. There's a high fly ball. Reedus on his horse, and he can't make the catch. So that ball just kind of kept getting pushed away from him as it was hit toward left center. And we told you there's a cross breeze blowing from right to left, and that ball just kept getting pushed away from Reedus. Couldn't get it. Now it's a 9-5 ball game. Runner on third, nobody out. So Bullies hanging in there, not giving up, brings up Lathan.
Come on, let it out. Right there, Charles.
And now you're down here 9-5. You're not looking for Lathan to give himself up. What you're looking for here is for Lathan to try to get a base hit and drive that run in. And if he doesn't, then you'll let the on-deck hitter Riley clean it up, because you need to get a multiple run inning. And there he slaps it toward left, and the left fielder had to kind of extend up, didn't quite jump up, and we'll get the run in. Makes it a 9-6 ball game. And he came real close to getting that ball over the top of the left fielder, but he recovered in time to make the catch. So that's going to bring Riley up now, 1 out, 9-6 ball game. His Bullies punching back here with a 2 spot so far.
Charles, give him a couple.
That's it.
And he swings and he hits a line drive. And the shortstop robs him. Anthony Valderpress jumped up and made the catch. Again, that's where as a hitter you curse the gloves. As he got up in the air there and made the catch. So 2 outs. Brings up Bo. He skies one. Left fielder got a beat on it, puts it away for out number 3. But in the inning, 2 runs. Bullies closes to 9-6. And it looks like on the other diamond, I think Punch from Iowa is leading the Fat Kids. I want to say 2-0. Is that right? I believe that is correct. So in the 5th inning on the other diamond, Punch from Iowa leading 2-0 over the Fat Kids, and they're going to head to, the top of the 6th.
Let's get those back now.
So we're going to be back later, of course, with more action.
Come on, Johnny.
We will definitely show you the winter bracket championship game. And the championship game, George Bliss is going to be coming by shortly. And at that point, leadoff man here, Johnny Cappuccini, So we'll have some more action for you coming up. Of course, the trophy presentations and the all-tournament teams. And there's a high fly ball toward right center. Center fielder cruised over and made the catch for out number one.
Come on, Sean.
So here's Sean, the first baseman, 9-6. And again, if you're future, you don't really want to sit on this 9 spot. You already left a couple of runs on the table. There's a one hopper to third, pitch and catch for out number 2. Because you had bullies at a point where you jumped up on them 9-4, and you were maybe a couple of runs away from maybe breaking them. And instead they crawled back in at 9-6. So there's a sky-high pop-up by Jake Vallis, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So we'll head top of the 5, 9-6, future leading bullies.
The experience like Mudville.
So like I said, I believe, so they're in the bottom of the 5th, Punch leading 2-0. Can't see the scoreboard on the third diamond or the other diamond across, but looks like Punch might have a little rally going on. Sauce leading Menace 3-0. Iron is beating F-Town 7-5. And Punch leading Fat Kids 2-0. So you're caught up on the score so far. Again, we do have the link to the Game Changer. You can pop on there and follow the action in real time. And that's a little fly ball. And he can't make the catch. I hope I got that on the camera as I was rotating out.
Good hustle, Sean. Sean, good hustle.
So new life here for the hitter. This is a pitch hitter, Wesley. Snuck in on me. Ground ball, backhand by the third baseman. Long throw in time. Very nicely done there by the third baseman, Bobby Suchecki, as he backhanded the ball, planted the back leg, and threw a strike across the diamond. Fantastic play there for the first out of the inning. So Iowa took by far the best showing they've had in a SSA Class A National Championship tournament, with 3 teams alive here on Sunday. And there's a swing, a little foul ball, can't get to it, as Dale tried to go down the left field line. Ball drifted foul. So they're going to head top of the 6th, still 2-0, Punch. Again, I can see the scoreboard from here on the other diamond. So 1-1 count here. That's a ball, 2-1. So the top of the lineup looming here for bullies. And there's a little punch job right to the left fielder for out number 2. Brings up Ethan. So I think what happened here at the beginning of the game when bullies came out, got that 4 spot, the future outfield was playing a little bit deeper. And now they've kind of really pushed in now, and they're challenging the bully hitters a little bit more. And they're trying to take away those little pooches. And there's a little flare, though. Nothing you can do there. Base hit there. Another hit here for Ethan. And he's 3 for 3 in the ball game. He's got a ball down the right field line. He's got a base hit to left center. Now he threw one out into right center. So he's hitting all the quadrants, that's for sure. And that brings up Tyler. And there's a little punch shot. JT Ritas puts that away, though, for the third out. Again, that's an example of having tightened up in terms of shortening up. And now we head to the bottom of the fifth, still 9-6. And it's really interesting. Some of the teams yesterday, based on what diamond they were playing, their offensive outputs were really changing. And, you know, on this field, it's a cross breeze. You know, on the field that Punch and Fat Kids are playing, it's going to be basically blowing in. And in that game, it's 2-0 in the sixth inning. So which diamond you play on does affect you in 16-inch softball a lot more than it will in 12. And as we talked about a little bit when I live streamed the iron game, is we always make a point of varying the diamond. So if you're in a certain part of the bracket, you're not just going to sit on one diamond the entire tournament. Whether you're winning or if you go in the loser's bracket, you might be playing in 2 or 3 different fields during the course of the weekend, and maybe all 4 of them. Here's Timmy Bulger. So we're going to make you play softball when you come to our events. Doesn't matter whether you're a Punch and Judy, a power team. You're going to have to play the game in all kinds of conditions.
Hey, not you. Come on, Timmy.
About the only time it doesn't change too much is when you get down to, say, the final 4 teams, when we're down to 2 diamonds. And Timmy Bulger coaxes a walk. So here comes Ryan Rogers. Again, 9-6 ball game here. If your future, you'd like to push out a little bit. His leads aren't safe. So as the tournament continued yesterday, we started seeing those extra inning games. We started seeing there's a right to the base, and that's an easy double play. So just hit it right at the short center. He went down on a knee. He made sure that he caught the ball and turned it into a double play. So here's Anthony. His future's going to try to reset here. And he hits a rocket. Whoa, and that ball took a weird bounce. And he ends up making it. So as the runner was rounding first baseman kind of got caught watching the play. And there was a little contact. Home plate umpire said he did see it. So had they thrown the runner out at second, he would have been awarded that base. And of course, kids, and there's a swing and a sky-high fly ball. And that'll be the third out. So we're going to head now top of the sixth. Still 9-6. Future leading bullies. Meanwhile, Punch now hitting in the bottom of the sixth, leading 2-0. Sure, they'd like to get a little insurance there. So we only got 12 teams left, 3 of them from Iowa. Again, we are live from McCaslin Park. Live stream powered by Gold Rush Gaming. A couple of our other premier partners, let us entertain you, and Rich Melman. Thank you, Rich, for all you've done for us throughout the years. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original handcrafted vodka. Please drink responsibly. And Napleton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lansing. And Ray Zarnick, the sponsor of the Tom Egg Zarnick Class A No Glove National Championship. So here's the leadoff guy for Bullies as they're going to try to get themselves back into the game. And there's a swing, a little soft flare, and it's going to drop. So leadoff hit there by Noah. And again, that's what I'm talking about. That ball landed on the turf. And because of how tight their infielders are playing, it was a tough play. Now, at the major level where the shortstop is probably playing 10 feet deeper, he's probably going to be camped under it. And here's the pitcher, ground ball over to Carafano, and they turn the double play.
Hey, that's nice. That's nice.
So that's a nice job by Future. Noah laid it on the carpet, and he's a big player. And they knew they had plenty of time, and it was very methodical on the turn. They didn't rush it, and they get the deuce. So here comes Calvin. So we're in the top of the sixth. There's a one hopper to short. Throw to first in time. So because of the double play, they do go 1-2-3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the sixth, 9-6 Future. And we're watching a little bit here on the corner of my eye. Looks like Punch just scored a third run as the Fat Kids were trying to turn a double play, and the throw from short to second was a little wide and allowed a run to score. 3-0 Punch. Again, that came in the bottom of the sixth with 2 outs. Still hitting. Coming up for Future, leading off is going to be JT Reedus, then Jack Cafaro, and Joey Vandevus. So bottom of the sixth inning, and that ball just foul. So after falling behind 4-0, Future scored the next 9 before Bullies put up a deuce to get it to 9-6. But again, we saw there's a little, that ball's kind of floating out there for 1 out. So Reedus hit it good. Ball looked like it was dancing a little bit, but Crossbreeze held it up. So here's the short center, Cafaro. And he slaps it on the ground to the short center. The throw is wide. Off the screen, no advancement. 1 out, runner on. So they're in the top of the seventh. Punch looking for 3 outs to advance. So we brought 12 in. This round, 4 teams will be eliminated. We'll be down to the final 8. And there's a little pop. And that's going to be out number 2. Pinch hitter Joe Nixon popped up. And now it looks like Brad Moriarty grabbed the bat, and he's going to hit for Gino Grande.
You gave me a nice high one.
So Brad Moriarty takes that pitch inside. So also encourage you. And Brad swings a little ground ball to short. Throw across in time for out number 3. So do or die, top of the 7th coming up for Bullies. They trail 9-6 to Future. Meanwhile, 1 out, top of the 7th. Fat Kids trailing Punch 3-0. So we encourage you to go to our tournament site, also pinned to the top of our Facebook page. And right on the front page of that tournament page is a list of all of our fine sponsors. And we encourage you to support the people that support 16-inch softball. They're the reason we can do the things we do. And for those of you that were out at the tournament, you probably saw the banners. And these people do care about the game. They're fans of the game. Many of them played the game. And it's over. Punch will advance. They beat the Fat Kids 3-0. So Iowa now has 1 team in the top 8. I'm not quite sure what happened with F-Town today. And Bullies here needs a couple of runs to maybe continue. Of course, the top 6 will get paid entries into the major tournament. And there's a swing, and a ball was hit hard, but right at Reedus. So the leadoff man, Anthony, is down. Here comes Lathan. So I tell you, Future, for a young team, they won the Class B a couple of years ago, has really been progressing very nicely. And a lot of times it's just them trying to get their entire group out. And there's a little flare. Left fielder got a bead. That's out number 2. Bullies down to their last out here. It's up to Riley to keep the game going. So I know Steve, coach of Bullies, was talking to his group. They were, well, actually, all of the Iowa guys I talked to were telling us how much fun they were having. I know Steve was talking about maybe trying to come back out Labor Day. And there's a little ground ball picked up, and that'll do it. So Future will advance. Bullies had a great little run, first time that they've gotten into the event. They came out strong, just couldn't maintain it. Well, Jeff, I know Future's still in it. So is Punch from Iowa. I'm not quite sure what was going on in the other ball games. But go online and check it out, Jeff. I don't have my bracket in front of me. So as you can see, Sunday here. We're glad you joined us for the broadcast. We'll be back a little later on today. Punch from Iowa continuing. F-Town playing. We'll give you a quick update before we click off here. As we walk around the complex. So this looks like if they're in the right dugouts here. Looks like Iron might be leading F-Town 9-6. Although F-Town here, a little rally all of a sudden. The runner fell down or got hit by the ball there. So as we show up here, top of the 5th inning, F-Town just put up a couple of runs right as we walked up here. Iron is leading the ball game. I believe it's 9-8 now. So F-Town has come back in the ball game. Meanwhile, on the other diamond, looks like it's 5-1. And there's a throw across. He dives in, and they just get him at first. We'll see who's winning the Menace game. Maybe we'll show you a little of the Iron. So it looks like it's Sauce Menace, and it looks like Sauce is leading 5-2 in the sixth. So we'll show you a couple innings here of the Iron game. As F-Town is making a little bit of a rally. I don't have lineup cards, so bear with me. So F-Town was trailing in this ball game, but now all of a sudden it's a 9-8 ball game. And you can see F-Town got a lot of going on with these jerseys. And they got the matching shorts for the fashion alert. We'll show you a little bit when they change and they play a little defense. And there's a walk. So that's going to make it second and third here with 2 outs, top of the fifth. Got a little bonus coverage. Mark Kalaga going to try to get Beckman calmed down a little bit. So F-Town trying to join Punch in the Elite Eight. And there's a little flare. Lane Neiman Jr. makes the catch. So we're going to head now to the bottom of the fifth here. 9-8, Iron clinging to a 1-run lead. Sauce Menace still 5-2. So this is kind of what we expect in a lot of these games here when we get late into the tournament. These teams are so evenly matched that the games are close. Menace did pull to within a run. They're now trailing Sauce 5-4 in the sixth. And so it goes. So you can see here this F-Town. They got a lot of stuff going on those uniforms. So that's a major fashion alert. They got all kinds of red, white, and blue there. Of course, you see the short center's got the matching shorts. So, pretty nice. As I'm going to try to get my camera to... There we go. So here's Tony Dusick. I got to say it. Played on Mudville. A long, long time ago when Tony was a young kid. He was kind of on our roster. Didn't make a ton of games. But he did play a few. So Tony swings. He skies one. Jalen Smith makes the catch. And we did mention Jalen in one of our posts pre-tournament. Actually, it was Friday morning. And Jalen can flat out fly. So here's Pat Brown. Pat tries to and does walk the dog down the right field line. So Pat Brown just reached out and flipped it right down the right field line for a 1-out hit. So big hit there by Pat Brown as Iron clinging to a 1-run lead here. And there's a swing and a ground ball. And nobody was at second. So ground ball to the shortstop. Short center wasn't at the bag. Second baseman was late. Now all of a sudden, top of the lineup with Kyle Piotrowski. And all of a sudden here, you got problems if you're F-Tom with one out. Should have been a minimum force out at second there. Instead, they got nothing. Kyle swings, and he gets a base hit into right field. Pat Brown had to watch it, make sure it landed. Can't score, but the bases are loaded with one out. That brings up Trey Johnson.
Come on, Trey. Ball, Kyle. All right, Tracer. Let's go.
So here's Trey. It's now 6-4 as Sauce has added a run in the top of the sixth to push out a little bit and get some space on Menace. And Trey hits it, and that ball right over the base. Hit it right over the base. One run is in, 2 runs are in. Iron extends the lead. You saw that ball just hugged the line. Rolled right over the base, and then hugged the line all the way down. I'm not sure if Trey was looking to necessarily hit a ground ball over the bag, but it worked out to his advantage. First baseman couldn't get there. 2-run score brings up Lane Neiman Jr. and an 11-8 ball game here. And timeout called. So they head to it's in the bottom of the seventh, 7-4 now. Sauce leading Menace.
Come on, Lane.
So Lane Neiman Jr. here
Good eye.
takes that pitch.
Way to hold on. Johnny, let's go, Johnny.
So second and third here, Iron trying to blow it open. And Lane Neiman walks.
Come on, Johnny. Let's go, Johnny.
So here's the pitcher, Beckman.
Let's ball here back. All right, Johnny, cool down.
Second time in the inning, the bases have been loaded. So we got some dog going nuts somewhere. And there's a little flare that's going to be foul. And Beckman swings, ground ball. Second for one, a little bobble. He beats it. And that's going to allow a run to score. So Beckman hustling down the line, beats the relay. They score another run. Two outs now here in the inning. And here's Memo Morales. And that'll be the end of the inning. But in the inning, 3 runs, 12-8. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to click off here. We'll be back a little bit later. We hope you enjoyed the little itty-bitty bonus coverage. Live from McCaslin Park, this is Gio saying we're going to talk to you again today real soon.